What's going on, people? This is Paul 112 Overview, and today we're looking at a combo package that they're sold separately. But the first item I have is the Kicker KM65 or 41 KM65. These are RGB LED 6.5-inch two-way marine speakers. These average around 170, 179 or so. They have a 1-year warranty, and you can get them in gray or silver colors. Of course, you have to buy silver packages. The grills don't come in here, but also as an optional feature, because you can only wire these up only a certain different ways to power. They sell the optional remote. This is probably I think the 41 KMLC. This is the remote. It's an RF transmitter with a RF receiver in here that you wire up to the speakers. That way you can have multi-changing colors, so not just 5 different colors. You can have many different colors and flash and all kinds of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I guess I'll start with the speakers first. Take them out of the box, show everything, and then pull this out of the box, and I'll show you what's all in here, which ain't much. As you see, it's just a little tiny box. The remote's about $39.95, and as well as it has a 1-year warranty, as well as the Kicker does. So let me pull everything out of here, and then I'll pull everything out of here, and then we'll go from there. Alright, let's find the opening package here. Alright, opens from the front. Alright. Flipping the lid open. Let's see. I skipped a few things here apparently. It must have been stuck to the lid. Here's the top cover that covers the top of the speakers, I guess, to keep them from moving around during shipping. That's what that is. Also in the lid, got a piece of paper showing you the remote that you get in this optional package. So it just shows you that you can purchase the remote. It doesn't come with the speakers. Alright, that's that. And we got the installation manual, which also includes all the warranty papers in the back and everything. And apparently the color combinations, there's like a whole mess of speaker colors here, but anyway, the color combinations use like red, green, blue, red, green, blue, green, blue, green, red, green, blue. Which their colors would be red, green, blue, lime green, magenta, aquamarine, and blue, white. That's what those colors stand for the other colors I just said. Alright, now I've got that done out of the way. Got the speakers here. I got little. Alright, so I was wrong. I'll get to that in a second. I'll show you my goof off here in just a second here. Here's the speaker with a detachable grill. And on the back there's 2 sets of wires. One's for the colors and the other's for the speaker wires. I'll get to those here in a few minutes. Here's the other one. These are kind of heavy. Yeah, must have a pretty big magnet in them. Magnet. I'm going to take these and move these off to the side because I still got more stuff in the box to pull out. Alright, so I'm moving the lid, manual, and the little paper out. Put this over here. We'll slide these up front. Alright, here's another lid showing what holds the speakers in place from the bottom side. Set that off to the side. It comes with some waterproof connection boxes, so you run your wires in, make your connections, and close it. And inside the boxes, if you're wondering what makes them waterproof or more water resistant, see if I can get one popped open here. Inside the boxes, I don't know if you can see it, there's little foamy pads in here. They're kind of glued in there, so I can't pull them out. And what you do is you run your wires in, make your connections here and here for both sides, and then when you snap it in place, the foam sits around both of the wires and kind of gives them a near waterproof seal. And then there's some extra connectors here and some wire ties to help keep your wiring nice and neat. Close that. Set this off to the side. Won't be needing this. There's a little package of screws with speed clips. That way, in case you need to if the holes are all worn out on where you're going to mount those, you can put the speed clips in, and the screws will help secure the speakers a lot better. Set these off to the side. Alright, got these little covers. Little this, they don't do anything, they're just keep the bottom silver. Now this is the goof up I mentioned earlier. I said you had to purchase a separate thing, but they come with white grills. So if you don't like gray grills, you can put the white grills on them, but you'll have a gray tweeter in the center. So that way you can have a choice of white or gray grills, and it comes with the other set right here too. So I'm gonna put those back in the. Oops, I need to put the white ones back in the package. La 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 la. Set these back down. Put this back over here, and put these little doodads back inside the speaker grills. And then I'm going to set this off to the side and just kind of halfway close this. Alright, now we got the speakers. And I guess since these are loose and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and take these off and set these off to the side. Since showing the speakers off, I won't really need that. But I will leave one, going to do the measurements here in a second with my handy dandy stainless steel ruler. Okay, got that here. Now I'm going to take everything out of the remote box. It is pretty light. It may think there's nothing in there, but there is. Just a couple things, not much. Open the lid. First thing on top is little instruction manual. Tells you all the buttons and stuff and all the wires, how to wire it up. You go into here, and it just tells you the same thing over in about 18 different languages. Alright. Here's the remote. Slide this out. Actually, I'm going to take these and put these off to the side. There. So when you pull the remote out, you got this little plastic deal, if you can see it. And what that does is it just keeps the battery from being connected, so while it's not being used or hadn't been sold yet, the battery won't run down. But since we're fixing to use it, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. So that now the battery is connected. Set that off to the side. And in here we have this right here. If you can see it, see if I can unravel this so you can see what I'm looking at right here. Okay, wire tie connector. All right. Well, what this little deal right here is, if you can see it, and this is the wires and a little plug-in, and right in the center is a little heat shrinked area of little bumpy things. This is the receiver for the remote. So this is an RF receiver. You don't have to be pointing at it to make it do. You can just have the remote in your pocket and make changes to the lights and stuff. That's what that does. And these right here are little plug-ins, which I don't know if you notice on the speaker. Let me undo one of these wires here. The blue and silver wire is your speaker wire. The blue would be positive, silver will be negative. And then on here, each speaker is already pre-set up to be wired directly to power. Because, like I said, the remote is sold separately. If you didn't have the remote or whatever, you can actually wire up your own lights accordingly. And I'll turn these on here in a few minutes. But anyway, let's see. Okay, I see what's going on here. No. Yeah, dude. Okay, sorry. What you do is for the remote wires, this one here and this one here, this comes in the remote package. You take this and you plug it in to the remote, which I don't know why they don't have just wires coming out. And you wire this up to power, which I'll do here in a few minutes. And you take these wires and wire them to the same colors on here, so that way you're paralleling all the speaker, all the speaker, all the wire color together, all the blacks together, all the blues, or all the reds together, all the greens together. And this little box right here will take over. All right, we get to zoom in on here, and then we'll see if we can. Oh, I'll finish. Nothing else in the box of the remote. That's all that's in the remote box. Okay, we'll set this box off to the side. There we go. Okay, let me get the camera zoomed in here, and then we'll see if we can get some stuff out. Okay, we got our speaker grills here. I guess we'll start with the dimension of the speaker grill. If you can see this, I'm going to go from here to here so you get the diameter of the speaker grill. That way, in case you can see if it'll fit your location. First I'm going to look at it myself to make sure. Okay. From end to end, it's looking to be about 6 3/4. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's the 6 right here, right there, and it's about 6 3/4 inches across, all the way across. And it looks like it's about, for total depth, I'm kind of looking at it for you right quick. Total depth from this little pointy ends, which is the tallest area, to the bottom, which is about 1 1/4 inches. Like I said, I don't know if you can see that or not, but from here to here is about 1 1/4 inches for that. Okay, so we'll set the grill off to the side. We don't need it. And let me get my little power thing going on over here. Excuse me. There you go, a little power supply I use to power everything up with. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can prop this up for you. That wire tie off of there. See if I can use the speaker grill. Be great, but the front end's kind of. There we go. Okay. Now, I got all these lights in here, so I don't know how well it's going to work, but I'm going to power up. Let's see, where's the end of it at? Here it is. Alright, usually negative is negative and all the rest are positive. I'll find out real quick. Okay. The black wire, which is your common wire, that is going to be 12 volts, not negative. And see if I can twist this around, around, and around. Well, I'm sure it's going to slip off. Alright, with that connected, if I tap the negative wire, if you can see this, the negative wire to the blue wire, right here, it should be blue. Alright, if I tap it to green, it should be green. And then left over should be red. Now if I do red-green, it's kind of a yellow, blue-green, kind of aqua. And if I do all three, it should be white, or blue-white. So you can see all the different colors. I'm getting off of this, doing that way. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect this here. Give me a second here to rearrange all my wires. Get another wire tie hanging out. Take that. I'm going to hook. I think this can plug directly into this speaker. I'll fix to find out. That way I don't have to mess up these nice wires. Yes. Okay. I just hooked in the RF receiver. Kind of hard to keep it in camera here, but it's like the RF receiver I got it plugged in straight into the speaker using the plug-ins. Alright, so now I'm going to power it up, the receiver, with 12 volts. And the receiver is so small, it can pretty much fit anywhere. Okay, now that I can see it, because they're turning backwards, but now that I see it, apparently the default setup, or whoever left it off at the factory, is blinking real fast. So I'm going to, let's see, change colors. It's red, Blue, green, purple, red again, yellow, green, white, purple, pink, or something like that. I'm kind of looking at my viewfinder to see what colors it is. Apparently the lighter the color, my camera is darkening the screen. That was using, if I get to it, these two buttons here, these are the color changing buttons. Back and forth. Plus and negative. It's like a dimmer. You can make the lights brighter or dimmer. Let me go to a different color here. Dim, bright. So you can actually make the lights brighter or dimmer. Mode, I'm pushing the down button. It's right here, right underneath the demo button. And it's just going through, looks like all the colors real fast. And whatever that was. It's blinking real fast, doing the different colors. Hit it again. Looks like it's slowing down. Hit again, slowing down even further. Hit again, it's like super fast strobe colors. Changing the color, strobing, all the colors are strobing, crazy wild colors, strobing. And do it back to color again. I think the up arrow just goes back to the cycle again to make sure. Yeah. So these up and down arrows just cycle through a preset settings. And the last button is demo, which is the button in the center. And it just goes to, I guess, the demo mode, which I think shows all the features it has, or just all the colors. Pretty fast. And if I press the brightness button, it just stops on a color. Random color. We'll try demo again. Brightness down, green. Okay, demo, brightness up, green. So apparently it just stops on color. Let's say red. Okay, demo, brightness, red. So apparently it goes whatever, it saves whatever color was last selected. So if you hit the brightness, it just goes back to the red green, the red color. Changing the colors. There's two buttons here I didn't do. Here and here, called speed buttons. So speed plus, I'm pressing it. Holding down does nothing. Alright, speed negative. Yep, it's slowing down. Super slow. I'm going to click the speed plus button, and there it goes again. Start speeding up real fast in the corner. Okay, so the speed slows the mode up and down. So let's see if I'm in. Let me find one of those flashy modes there. There it goes. Let's see, speed down. Yeah, slowing down to a crawl, and now I'm speeding back up to a normal speed. Okay, so that's the remote. The size of the remote, if you're wondering. Let me get off of that. Kind of crazy, man. Okay. The size remote, of course, is like any normal credit card size remote. Here, we got. Let's see. It's a inch and a half, wide, and pretty close to 3 1/4 of tallness, and it looks like about 1/4 inch of thickness. So it's really, really thin. It's real light. Got the battery compartment here, here. And anyway, you can, like I said, you wire both speakers to this, and it controls both speakers. You don't have to have the remote, but it's nice if you wanted to do this. As I said, the remote's $39.95, and it has super distance. I've tried it before, and I was able to at least go to 50 to 75 feet away and still be controlling the speaker or the light. The modes and stuff. So anyway, that's alright. That was the Kicker 41 KM65 and the Kicker KM LC. These are actually sold separately. It's $179.95, $39.95. The speakers handle about 195 watts. Earlier, I forgot to mention that. For peak power, about 65 watts RMS power, or normal running power. These are 6.5s, two-way speaker. The tweeters actually disconnected from the cone. That way they can make room for the LEDs, which is really nice. So, if you want some nice sounding speakers from a brand name company, and don't mind paying a little bit, and you want them to light up and stuff, then these may be the ones that you want to get. They can handle amplifier and all that. These are some really nice stuff, and I approve of this message. This is Paul with 12 Overview. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a superb day, and please subscribe.